Greetings, everybody. It has been quite some time since we last did a video post. In fact, I think it's been a few months. We've been through an entire S&P Jelly Trader training effort that took us through the month of September, and I thought today, instead of taking hands to keyboard, we'd actually dust off the camera and the microphone and have at it. So let's do that. Talk trading, bring you up to speed on a few things that are going on at this end. First of all, I had posted in the body this email a link to the Trading After Dark interview that Trading Markets did with me a couple of weeks ago. And this link will take you directly to the audio, and so you don't have to go through the sign-up, the subscription process, and I appreciate them doing that for me. So if you have not had a chance to do that, I think it's about an hour long, if I remember, maybe a little shorter. Please feel free to click on the link, learn a little bit more about Trading After Dark and why we're doing it, how we're doing it, and what's to come down the road. Also want to talk a little bit about my recent posts that have addressed the need to bring a European trader on board. And let me give you some more perspective behind that. Those of you who know me or have known me over the years know that I'm a trader first and foremost. I have from time to time, at the request of the industry, gotten into the educational side of the business, which was the genesis for the Jelly Trader Training Program. And the intent with that program has always been the desire to teach self-sufficiency, the desire to have traders dependent upon no one other than themselves in terms of having the skill to succeed in this dog-eat-dog business. And so that has always been the intention from the educational perspective. And obviously we put a lot of time, effort, and substance into what has now been regarded as one of the best trader training efforts in the industry. And I appreciate everybody who's been associated with it for the help that they've provided. As we flip the page to current day, essentially, I have grown to realize that, two things. First of all, that certainly there are some traders out there that have demonstrated a strong skill, but for some reason don't have accessibility to capital. I also recognize a growing need for me to basically multiply efforts, basically turn one person into two people into four, essentially create efficiencies and economies of scale from both a resource perspective and a time zone perspective that allows us to continue to grow capital in what really is a win-win format. Win for certainly the trader involved, win for this side of the business in terms of providing some risk capital, but benefiting from doing so, also continuing to allow our charities to benefit from this. And so that really brings us to this whole the prop firm effort, for lack of a better term. It started off very small, but there are plans right now to grow that. And part of growing that means that I want to most definitely take advantage of a skilled trader that is located in Europe and who is able to trade both the Europe mornings and the U.S. mornings. Some more background on this. Anybody who's been through the Jelly Trader Training Program understands this. The futures trading market is far from a 9:30 to 4:15 Eastern Time business. It has been that way for quite some time. It has been growing year by year, not quite into 24/7 or 24/5. But we're starting certainly to enter an age where time zone management, energy management is incredibly important. The most profitable time for trading the S&P futures with the least amount of noise and the highest degree of probability is not during the U.S. day session. And again, Jelly traders know this. It is well before that. The Europe trading session and the relationships that the U.S. market has to, for example, the German markets, very, very clear, very, very high probability. And so we're looking at a need to have resources or a resource available during that point in time. Those of you that have followed me over the years know that I have dedicated myself many, many times to the European hours, often getting up at 3, 4 a.m., trading diligently right through the entire trading day. Maybe some breaks, certainly, as Europe transitions to the U.S. market and certainly later in the day. But there's just no doubt that the opportunities are there. And there's also no doubt that frankly, I don't feel like getting up at 3 or 4 in the morning every single day. I'd like to live my life a little bit. 2007, 2008, 2009, a lot of you folks know 3 or 4 hours sleep. And when I was getting more sleep than that, I was essentially not living a life here, because 4 p.m. I'd be napping for 4 or 5 hours, spend a little bit of time after that with efforts in this time zone, and then getting another quick nap before Europe starts. And I'm located here on the East Coast. I'm 50 years old, and I don't care to do that all the time anymore. So, again, the idea is to certainly provide an environment, provide the training, provide the capital for someone that is willing to do this. Again, I appreciate all the requests or all the responses that I've gotten. Certainly been overwhelming. I sort of expected that. And just please, I'll ask for your patience. I can't get back to everybody personally. I'm going through all the information at this point in time. But there's no doubt that the success during those hours, the confidence I have, the high probability of the methods, they've proven themselves. And it's time for me to expand a bit beyond myself, and even a bit beyond my educational efforts for those that have the self-sufficiency and have their own capital, to an area where we're also providing additional benefit in terms of people who don't have accessibility to capital, providing the jelly trader training opportunity, and so on and so forth. So that's where I'm at. Essentially, what am I looking for? That's a bit of a loaded question in terms of how would I define the perfect trader, for example. And this is certainly relevant for any of you who are considering entering the trading world or are in the trading world. It's really been an interesting journey for me. I'd say now over 15 years, as I've gone through the journey myself, taking it to the top of the industry in 08, 09, having taught many, thousands of traders now over the years. And it still comes down to somebody who has certainly the passion, the desire to succeed, but it also comes down to someone who is willing to put themselves beneath where they think they should be. And that may sound odd, but what I mean by that is the fact that everybody tries to still overcomplicate this business. They try to believe that they have to use their smarts, and they have to use their brains, they have to use their MBAs, their CPAs, their PhDs, all the initials that are out there. And I've said this before, I'd rather take a trader off the street who basically is someone who's strongly focused, and that's it. I don't want degrees, I don't want educations, I don't want things that have gotten in the way of my trading over the years, and I don't want things that typically get in the way of the normal trader. Everybody tries to outsmart this business. And when you really dumb it down, you go back to the kindergarten slide, for example, that I did in New York a couple of years ago that I've referenced in the blog. This is what markets do. They consolidate, they break out, they extend, they back and fill, they consolidate, and they repeat the process. Wash, rinse, repeat. I've just explained to you the entire market dynamics, and it does that on different time frames. If you understand that, you can throw all the trading textbooks away. That is what markets do, and it's a matter of understanding where the market is in the cycle and aligning to that, whether it's a short-term basis and a long-term basis. Folks, that's it. That's it. The jelly trading course, for example, on the live basis and the video series basis, simply expands on that in terms of reinforcement over and over and over and over again. But what you see is a constant simplification, if I can spit it out, simplifying of what people try to overcomplicate as a business. So what am I looking for in a trader? Simple. I'm looking for someone who's very simple, who's able to put themselves below where they think they ought to be, someone who's focused, someone who's not afraid, someone who's willing to take a risk and be aggressive. And aside from that, that's pretty much it. And again, I appreciate everybody who sent me, resume after resume after resume that are 4 or 5 pages long. I do appreciate the response. But frankly, it comes down to what is a trader? What is a trader? Traders react. Traders see, they focus, they react. You understand where the market is in a particular time, and you can make money almost every day in this marketplace. I do it, other locals do it, or what now are electronic locals do it. That's what we do. Provide liquidity to the marketplace. We understand market rhythms, and we profit by providing that service to others, just as a wholesaler would do in any business. And so, to the extent that we're looking to do this now in Europe, that's exactly where we're at. Okay. What else? I saw a great show on National Geographic show or channel over the last couple of days. If you've ever seen a show called Brain, I think it's called Brain Games, if I'm understanding right. There was a great one where they talk about focus, and they talk about the human mind's ability to, despite the fact that we think we can multitask, which is the buzzword of this century, the fact is that the brain can only focus on a single thing at a single point in time. And when you look at trading as an example, that is so critically true and so critically important. That's why I do not believe in ongoing chat rooms. I believe they do you a disservice. They cut into profitability, not in terms of only in terms of making you reliant upon someone other than yourself, but you know, the tendency for your focus to be diverted for whatever brief period of time to someone else's comment or to someone else's trade, or heaven forbid for someone who's telling you to do something who doesn't trade. Okay, so this was a great show. If you get a chance, so look it up on your channel listing. Again, I think it's called Brain Games on National Geographic Channel, and just some great stuff about how it's just impossible for the human mind to focus at any point in time on more than one thing. And so what your brain does is it decides to focus on what seems critical at the time. And if that focus gets diverted from your trading screen, your trading chart, to something else, even if it's just text, it'll kill you. So just great reinforcement of what I think about in trading in general. What else is going on here? Certainly Pivot Point Advisor CIO role continues. So I'll get a post up here this weekend. Had a great trade, about 2% trade. Last week we got confirmation that the market was doing what we thought it might on the strengthening downward momentum, weakening downward momentum, I should say, strengthening the upside, get some turn signals, got in and out of a trade for I think it was just over 2%. And again, that's whether it's long-term cycles or whether it's short-term cycles, that's what we're after. High probability, low-risk profits, and just rinse, wash, repeat, that sort of thing. Again, the Trading After Dark video interview, I encourage you to listen to that if you haven't already. The discount for the 16 hours, the series of 8 Jelly Trader trading webinars, I'm going to leave that discount in place, that $250 discount in place. I don't know how long I'm going to do this, folks. My schedule right now is extremely busy. Again, I'm looking for creative ways to multiply efforts short of being able to clone oneself. And so to the extent that we can continue to build traders, whether it's through prop firm effort or whether it's through just trader education for your own benefit, we're going to continue to do that. So that $250 discount I'm going to leave in place, which takes the $1,500 down to $1,250. Again, brokers have suggested that I price that at $5,000. They've suggested I price the live Jelly trader efforts at $20,000 for that. I refuse to do that. I'm sensitive to trader budgets. If you want something that's legitimate and proven and endorsed, please, take a look at what we've done. Other than that, the blog is still available. The Trading After Dark videos are still available. We'll try to get more up there in terms of some European action, segueing right back to what we're talking about. And so that's what's going on at this end. Real exciting times, things going very, very well. I will share with you in a future post my getting very, very close to a retirement goal financially as a result of trading over the past 15 years. I'll share more about that shortly, but until then, safe trading, great trading. If you are interested and think you are able to help me in Europe, drop me an email, don@donmillereducation.com, and we'll take it from there. Have a great rest of the week and have a great trading week. Take care.